Hi guys, welcome. Christina here from C.U.Online, here to talk holidays. And if you are new here, my name is, like I just said, Christina. I'm a full-time print-on-demand seller, here to share what I have learned through my own journey with print-on-demand. Did you know that people are already shopping for Christmas? It is currently the end of August, and I am starting to see some of my Christmas sweatshirts sell. So even though it is still really hot outside and it is definitely still summer, some people are way ahead of the trend and they are already shopping for Christmas. So you need to be ready for these early shoppers so that you can be extra ready for the late shoppers. And this also counts for those holidays that come before Christmas, which are Halloween and Thanksgiving, which you should also be designing for as early as possible. So if you haven't yet, let's start designing now. First, for some proof and some guidance onto when you should be starting to design for all of these, I use eRank and I try to pay attention to the search trend. So I looked up Halloween, and here you can see exactly where it spikes, which makes sense in all of our minds. October is when people are shopping. But when do people start? You can already see a lift in shoppers. I'm just going to turn off Google. You can already see a lift in shoppers starting all the way back to July. So when you keep going up from July, you should be getting as many of your listings up as possible for Halloween. June, probably even better. June is when I did start designing for some of my Halloween shirts. Went a little bit harder in July, a little bit harder in August, because you can see here, September and October are going to be the massive search trend days for Halloween. But you don't want to have missed out on these early sales, because getting these earlier sales will just give you the search ranking boost to rank higher for September and October when other people are shopping as well. So ideally next year, do try to get up your Halloween shirts earlier if you don't have them up yet. But if you haven't started for this year, it is still not too late, just not preferable. And then switching over to the Christmas keyword, take a look at how early some of these early birds get shopping. We can start to see a rise in July, August, September, and then our two biggest are going to be October, November, and December pretty high. And this is pretty much matching my exact sales from last year. November was crazy. December was still very wild at the first half, but then it does slow down in the later half when things can no longer arrive for Christmas. So people stop shopping, except for usually, those dads who are going the day before, but they have to run to the mall, not to Etsy. So for Christmas, in September especially, again, would have been better if we probably started in July, August, but September, let's get out as many Christmas listings as possible so that we can start ranking higher and higher. So we are top in the search ranks for October, November, December. And so we just have as many designs as possible out, because it does take more than a day to just design for a whole holiday. You want to give a few days, a month maybe, of designing for one holiday to really start seeing results in getting sales for that upcoming time. So now that you see you should be designing for holidays, let's get into actually designing for holidays and trying to understand exactly what type of products are going to sell in these upcoming months and how you can stick out and keep within the trends, because I've noticed there has been some major trends already this year, which you should be trying to jump on to really maximize a certain trend that is going on. And let me just open up my Etsy and let's go find some. All right, so let's open up our Etsy and I'm just gonna look up Halloween shirts. And what I'm going to do is I have an extension called Allura. There are many different other tools that you can use. Some people use Everbee. I've just always used Allura. I like the interface, does what I need. I'm gonna turn that on. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna tell me the best sellers for this keyword within Etsy. I'm gonna get their sales, how many monthly sales they're making, their price, favorites, and more. And you can sort by that. So I have this sorted by sales. And you can see this one here is doing crazy numbers. 2,000 sales a month. This person is killing it. And what is the style? Two things that I have noticed this year starting to kick off: retro. People are loving the retro keyword. If I just scroll down here, look, all the top ones, maybe not this one here. Oh, I missed one right here, but I'll go back to that. The second highest, retro Halloween shirt. The third highest, retro Halloween shirt. Let's scroll down some more. I'm sure we'll find more that use the retro keyword in there. Okay, not you. Here we go. Retro Halloween shirt. Retro. It is just an ongoing keyword that I am seeing all over Etsy right now, and it is selling, and it is selling very well. And if it is selling for Halloween, it's probably going to stick selling for both Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I'd probably be taking note of retro designs that you can apply not just to Halloween, but to the other two upcoming holidays, since it is proven that this is what people want right now. Another trend that I am seeing a lot is more of a simpler design, one that might be easier for you to design for, not that you can't for either, but it is kind of just having little emblems in a row across a sweatshirt or a t-shirt. This one here, you could have little jack-o'-lanterns, you could have 4 skeletons, 3 skeletons, you could have 4 little ghosts. You could apply this to many different niches. For Christmas, you could have 4 different Christmas trees. This kind of like simple, more minimalist design is really popular, and I can see why. These are the types of things I would usually wear. So I try to design a lot of these as well, because I really like the minimalist look, but still having that festive feel to it without it being overwhelming like a lot of designs out there. So if you can apply this type of design to the other, like I said, upcoming holidays as well, I think that you are going to be in a very good spot. So let's say we did want to make one of those designs that has just a few icons across the top. One spot that we can grab some elements for that is using Canva itself. If you have Canva Pro, you are allowed to use their elements. You just have to make sure you are using more than one. For printing on print on demand, Canva doesn't let you just pick one element and print it. But if you use it part of a larger design, which means using more than one element or using an element plus text, then you are allowed to legally print this on a shirt. So maybe we don't want to do pumpkins. Maybe let's just look up and see what's under ghosts. Let's see if there's cute little ghosts. There's like something here already, but again, this is all one, so we can't really just use that as a standalone. Maybe I don't like these. Maybe let's find some other pumpkins. Pumpkins. Maybe I like this type of like, I don't know what it's called, like pastel-y look. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Let's maybe put like 3 together. I like the different colors that they give us here. It's just 3 different colors. Maybe something literally just as simple as this. Never underestimate the power of a good mock-up photo. Invest in your mock-up photos. You could have a pretty bland design, but mocked up well, it can look fantastic. This is something I threw together in literally a minute. You can spend more time on this. You can add a quote underneath, or maybe like a popular saying right now. I would do what we did before, go through bestsellers in Etsy, see if there's any trending quotes going on, and add that maybe in like a nice script font underneath. Maybe you don't like these pumpkins, you can pick other pumpkins. Again, do it with different kind of objects like the ghosts for Christmas t-shirts, ornaments, presents, anything you can think of that might look cute as 3 different variations across the top. If you have gone through Canva and just realized you don't like any of their elements that they offer, there are more spots for you to look. And another one that I love to use is Creative Fabrica. Creative Fabrica is a pretty much marketplace for a bunch of different clip art. You can either buy them as clip art or you can pay a monthly or annual fee. And it is great. You will just get full commercial license for all of their products, which I do. They had a deal for $59.99 for a whole year subscription. So I just got that, and you can look into that as well. But something like this right here, I looked up just pumpkins and fall leaves. You could go in here, download this, and select maybe 3 or 4 of these different pumpkins and line them up. This is actually such a cute graphic. I would probably try listing with some of these. And there are tons of more options in here for just a fantastic price. If you also wanted some other fonts, we can look up here and we can get some Halloween fonts. So if you ever were just bored of some of the pretty plain different fonts that you find in Canva, you can come down here. We got some blood drip ones. We have some spooky. There is just a lot in here. This Nightmare Before Christmas one, don't use that in your titles or tags though, because remember that using someone else's copyright, like their movie or something without permission, can get you flagged and have you taken down and have your store shut down. So just be very careful with anything copyrighted. When you are on Etsy searching, you're going to find a lot of Sanderson Sisters things, a lot of things that you're going to think, wait, I thought that was copyrighted. And it is. They might just not have been caught yet, but don't risk it yourself. And like we talked about earlier, retro is super in. This whole oh God, I'm so bad with genres. I don't know what year retro was, but in Creative Fabrica, you can also just look up retro Halloween and same thing, get supplied with tons of different elements that you can use in your designs. Creative Fabrica actually does have full license. So if you just go into a product and you scroll down, it includes commercial license. So you can actually just print this on your shirt. But I still do recommend just using it as pieces in a larger design. Then less people will copy you. You're a little bit less in the gray area with Etsy. And then just feels so much more rewarding when something you design sells. So you could come in here, you could use maybe just the top of this, add some different words to it. Maybe you like this little graphic here of the cat, the pumpkin, and the ghost because that's really cute. And just go through, literally spend hours on Creative Fabrica, getting some ideas, collecting some different elements that you can use for all of your designs. Let's actually see if they have any retro Christmas already up there. I'm not huge on that one. This one's really cute, Santa Baby. These are all very cute that you could add to. I could see this definitely selling. I see very matching ones for Halloween selling right now, which is these do you remember when you went to the drive-in theater as a kid? That type of retro looking graphic was doing also really well for Halloween when I was searching through the Allura and finding bestsellers. So this is what I mean when it's something selling for Halloween. The trend's probably not done. It's going to carry forward to the holidays that are also upcoming. So I would probably get this. I would probably just use these graphics, turn it into your own somehow, create your own designs. Ideally, I know you're legally allowed to use this, but just be careful. Another recommendation I have for the holiday season is niche your products down. And an example, one that's still kind of more known, but for example, like a Halloween teacher shirt. So it's not just Halloween, but it's Halloween and teaching put together. So it's combining 2 separate niches into one, and these actually do super well. And the more niche down that you can think of, the better chances you have that there's less competition and that you can rank higher for them. For Christmas and Halloween, everyone knows to design for those. Everyone's going for the same Halloween keywords, Christmas keywords that are just super high level, but less people think to dig it down a little bit more, go further down the funnel, and find some sub niches that people are still searching for. Like an example, if you have a lot of dog shirts, maybe combine dogs with Halloween, dogs with Christmas, and put those together. And these serve really well. You can still make sales within the holiday niches without niching down too far. I've had some luck this year, even just with high level keywords. But if you are finding that you are not being seen, you are not ranking for these general keywords, find ways to stand out by combining 2 of your different niches into one. One last note for Christmas, this doesn't apply as much to Halloween or Thanksgiving, but for Christmas, when I say that I am preparing for Christmas, this does not mean that I am just making Christmas t-shirts. Did you know probably more of your products will sell that are evergreen? Evergreen meaning that they can sell all year round. Check out my last video if you're not sure what I mean by evergreen. But products that are not Christmas themed are very likely to sell because people are buying them as gifts. People aren't buying Christmas t-shirts as gifts for people. That's a little weird because you open it on Christmas. So everything starts to sell. So even if for Christmas you do not want to create any Christmas sweatshirts, you're worried about that being too overdone right now, then just work on your evergreen products. And those are really going to skyrocket no matter what. Gifts are huge, and gifts are not tied to a holiday. They are tied to people's likes, their hobbies, their careers, and so much more than just holiday themed apparel. So right now, getting ready for Q4, not only am I designing for just the Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, I've said those words so many times this video, but I am just getting as many designs up as possible, themed or not themed towards these holidays. Mostly not themed, honestly, because that's how I saw it last year. Last year, I actually had 0 holiday themed products, and I was still making 40 to 45 sales a day in November and December without any holiday products because of Christmas gifts. All right, guys, that is all I have to say right now on holidays. Of course, I rant a lot, so I hope some of this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions about the upcoming holidays, let me know in the comments below. And if there's any other videos that you would like to see from me, just let me know and I'll add them to my queue. Thanks, guys. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks.